Chapter 22. The Surrender. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34, verse 18. James stood at the edge of the driveway long after Ruthie had vanished from sight. The morning sun lit the dust still suspended in the air where her footsteps had stirred it. But even that seemed to settle too quickly. The path she'd taken looked achingly empty now, as though the world itself had already erased her presence. It should have been a beautiful morning. The sky was streaked with soft peach and pale gold. Birds called from the gums. The paddocks glistened with dew. But all James could see was the shape of her, shoulders hunched, bag slung low, disappearing down that long stretch of gravel. Another person he cared about, slipping through his hands. And him, left behind. He inhaled through his nose, slow and deliberate, trying to collect what little resolve he had left. He turned back toward the house, each footstep on the gravel a drumbeat of grief. The screen door slammed behind him with a clap so loud it startled him, reverberating through the weatherboard walls like a rifle shot echoing off a canyon. Inside, it felt colder than it had before. A ceramic mug sat near the sink, its rim marked with the faintest trace of her lipstick. Down the hallway, the softest wisp of lavender still hung in the air, her scent lingering like a ghost that hadn't yet realized it was gone. James froze. He didn't make it to the kitchen, a tidal wave of helpless fury and heartbreak. He clenched his fists, knuckles bone white, trying to wrestle it down. But it surged anyway, fast, hot, wild. With no warning, he exploded. A stack of unopened mail flew across the kitchen bench like startled birds, paper raining to the floor. His elbow caught a ceramic bowl, which shattered on impact, shards ricocheting across the hardwood like tiny screams. He kicked a wooden chair with blind precision, and it fell with a splintering crack.
Why?
He roared. The word tore from his chest like a primal howl, aimed at the ceiling, at God, at the silence that refused to answer. His breathing was ragged, panicked. He braced himself on the table, but it didn't steady him. His legs buckled. He dropped to his knees, head low, hands fisted into his hair.
No, not again. Please, God.
He cried out, voice breaking.
How is this happening again?
And then, it came like a flood, unwelcome, unrelenting. He wasn't just remembering, he was there again. Back in the barnyard with Ellie, the scent of hay and iron and cattle dust clinging to the air. It had been an ordinary Thursday. Too ordinary. He'd been getting the cattle ready for market, brushing dust from hides, checking tags, moving through the rhythm of work with sweat on his brow, and no sense of what was coming. That was the cruelty of it. Nothing had felt off, not at first. Until Ellie arrived. She'd pulled up in that battered sedan of hers, tires crunching the gravel. He remembered wiping his hands on a rag and heading toward her with a smile. She'd stepped out holding a plastic bag of groceries and a thermos.
I just thought you could use a break,
She said, too breezy. But her eyes didn't meet his. And when he took the bag from her, his fingers brushed her forearm. That's when he saw it. A bruise, just below the elbow. Yellow at the edges, angry in the center. The kind of mark that told a story without a single word. He looked at her, really looked. Her hair was tucked beneath a cap, but the strands that escaped were limp, rushed. Her movements were stiff, like she was guarding something or bracing.
Are you okay?
He asked, trying to sound casual. She gave a quick nod. Too quick.
Yeah, just tired.
But she wouldn't hold his gaze. He tried again.
Elle, did something happen?
She didn't answer, just stepped past him, moving toward the fence like she hadn't heard the question. Her whole body had changed, shut off, pulled inward like someone folding in on themselves. She made some half-hearted comment about the cattle, how fat they looked this season. He tried to laugh with her, but it didn't reach either of them. He wanted to push, to ask again, to insist. But something in her posture stopped him. That wall she could throw up with nothing more than a glance. And so he didn't press. He told himself, if she needs help, she'll tell me. He told himself, I'll go see her next week, make time, properly check in. But he didn't, and that was the last time he ever saw her. Alive. Back in the present, James staggered back like the memory had hit him in the chest. His breath caught, ragged and thin. Then it came, the fury, the grief, the unbearable knowing. He grabbed the nearest thing, a handled mug left by the fireplace, and hurled it against the far wall. It shattered into a storm of ceramic shrapnel. James let out a roar, not of anger alone, but of heartbreak, helplessness, fury, all tangled into something uncontainable. He turned and struck the wall with his fist, once, then again, until his knuckles punched straight through the plaster. White dust exploded outward. A clean hole gaped in the wall like an open wound. His chest heaved, each breath sharp and useless. Bear barked sharply from across the room, tail low, ears back. He paced toward James, whining, pawing at his boot with urgency, trying to anchor him back to the moment. But it was too late. The rage had taken over. Not the kind that demanded destruction, but the kind born from despair. From the feeling of being powerless to stop the same story from repeating itself.
I should have stopped her.
He shouted, voice hoarse.
I should have done something.
Bear whined louder, nose nudging at James's hand. But James didn't feel it, couldn't feel anything. His strength gave out all at once. He collapsed, straight to his knees, forehead pressed to the floor. His body trembled with the force of a storm finally spent. The sobs came, uninvited but unstoppable. He didn't hide them, didn't try to be strong, not anymore. And then, when the weight had all but crushed him, when the panic had hollowed him out, stillness, not from outside, from within. Like the moment after a storm when all the trees are dripping and quiet and broken branches lie in the grass. But something sacred hovers in the silence. A holy kind of hush, not relief, not explanation, just presence. Like God was kneeling there beside him, not offering answers, just being. And that was enough. James opened his eyes. The house still bore the signs of his pain: broken porcelain, scattered papers, a toppled chair. But something inside him had calmed. He moved slowly now, gently. He turned toward the phone. Calling meant surrendering his pride, meant admitting he couldn't fix this alone, meant opening his hands and trusting someone else to hold what he couldn't carry anymore. He picked up the receiver. Dialed.
Naomi?
He rasped, barely louder than a breath. A pause. Then her voice. Sure, steady.
James?
Ruthie left.
He said.
I tried to stop her. I really did. She just kept saying how she had to leave to protect us.
His throat tightened. Silence on the other end.
I don't know where she went.
He added.
But maybe you do. I don't think she wants me to follow her.
Another pause. Then Naomi's breath, gentle like a thread stitching him back together.
I'll find her.
She said softly.
Thank you for listening to this chapter of Healing on the Land. If this story has touched your heart, I'd love for you to come join me for the next chapter. You can find it here on this channel. If you'd like to support more Christian storytelling, you can purchase the full book or make a donation using the link in the description. Your support, no matter the size, helps us to continue writing stories of faith, healing, and hope. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. May God bless you, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.